Hey everybody, welcome back to the 13th floor. This is a solo sitting video, and I know that like several other holidays that have happened this year, Halloween just sort of feels like it's on the back burner because of everything going on. And I thought I would just sort of weigh in on 13 things that I think you can do in order to have at least a decent Halloween this year. There are certain things you can't do, obviously, and in some places, trick or treating is off, and that's a shame for the kids. And also, I know that our audience is a lot more cosmopolitan, and for some of them, Halloween's a relatively new and often not observed thing. It's mainly associated with America, but I just thought I would weigh in on some things that I think you could do just to have a good time. The first I've never seen anybody mention. This is something I did for Thanksgiving one year with my family, and I highly recommend you try it with Halloween. As you know, Halloween candies tend to be very sweet or very sour. So I think it would be very fun to have a Halloween tasting party where, this is the twist, because a lot of people are doing candy tastings, you use miracle berries or the capsule form of miracle berries in order to completely change up the flavors. So you and your friends or family, you can try, a Mounds bar and some Nerds, etc., regular, but now try adding miracle berries to the mix and try it with other things like pickles, and milk, and just other. Basically, have a miracle berry party with candy incorporated because it will make everything significantly sweeter and change up a lot of things. It's very fun. Number two, thankfully, this is something that people are still permitted to do, and that's watch scary movies. And I know that kind of goes without saying, but check if your town has drive-in theaters, because that's making a comeback now because of all this. And I can think of fewer things more iconic and a bit anachronistic, a little out of place in time, than for Halloween celebrating by watching like a double feature at a drive-in. In 2020 of all things. Additionally, number three, and this is pretty common, but you still carve a jack-o'-lantern. I think it's very important. More than ever, we need jack-o'-lanterns because, if other more social aspects are gone out, decorating your yard and especially doing things with pumpkins, it's really important, So, yeah. Number six, I mentioned it in a previous video, iconic Halloween music. Set that on to play all day. I think that, even if you don't have a Halloween party, I mentioned that in the music episode, but, you could still do that. You could still sort of, have fun with music locally, localized at your house. Where am I? Four? Play video games. I know, I'm encouraging people to play video games, but I mean, with how many co-op, that Phasmophobia game, Among Us, which is not really horror, but it's kind of sort of got a little bit of an element to it. In other words, do something social with your friends that you can do where they're not necessarily over, like playing games online, but with a horror element to it. I think that's a really good example. 5, make Halloween candy. That's not that hard, and it used to be a very normal thing. So yeah, like make candy apples. I think in Britain they call them toffee apples. Do that. That's extremely fun. Similar vein, number 6, if you're an adult, make a Halloween-based cocktail. My favorite, it's kind of a variant on the old-fashioned, where it's bourbon. In Kentucky, of course, it's bourbon. Maple syrup instead of sugar, instead of bar syrup, really. And a splash of apple cider, the cloudy kind, not apple juice. That's a fun little variation. Also, dash of, either, if you can get it, orange bitters, but Angostura works fine. So that's just one example. But make cocktails. I don't know what number I'm on because I'm really bad at counting, and I don't know if I'm going to do 13 things at this point because now I'm kind of like, are there 13 things you can do? You could definitely try a venue. Like for example, I wish I could stream it for you all, but we can't. I'm taking my nephew to Waverly. That's something I'm doing. So there are places that you can go. There are cemetery tours, ghost tours, haunted places, things of that sort. They are still absolutely around. I can't think of any others. I said it was going to be 13, but I can't think of 13. I'm sorry. This was sort of a last-ditch kind of effort for a video because the one I had planned fell through. But it's still coming out just later this week. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. Let me know some ideas that you have in the comments below, and I hope you all have a happy Halloween. Bye. Keep it strange.